Hello everybody, hope you all doing good today. Today we're going to be going over a $10 graphics card. Now you're thinking, oh boy, 10 bucks. What could you get for 10 bucks? Well, surprisingly, you could, to be honest with you, this is equivalent of pretty much a 1050 graphics card. It's got 2 gigabytes of DDR5 memory. I don't necessarily know the bandwidth. Let's see what we get here. So, basically, it's a GTX 660, and it's got 2 gigabytes of video RAM. Let's see. I'm trying to see if it's got any really detailed specs. It doesn't look like it. But this I got for 10 bucks at a yard sale. Now, obviously 10 bucks, you're like, well, this could be a lot. Well, what does it look like? Well, first of all, it's not a blower style CPU. So this is, or a GPU, I mean. And this is what we're looking at. So we're going to be benchmarking this thing. But now you're probably wondering, what's the value of making a video about a really old card? What does it offer? What is it? Why would you make a video? And the reason I want to make this, the point is because you can get some really good, parts for something that's pretty relatively cheap. Now, obviously, 10 bucks for a graphics card. We're going to test it out, see how well it performs in a couple games and stuff. But you see, the point is that 10 bucks doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get something that's horrible. Because right back here, this is a 660, and my other GPU that I have, my other testing GPU I have right here, is a 470. Now the 470 obviously has 1.25 gigabytes, and I think it runs a little bit slower as well. But that's what I was expecting because it's a higher generation and such. But you get the point is that these GPUs run a little, depending on what you got. These both were 10 bucks, but this one has 2 gigabytes and it's a couple of newer versions. Other thing to keep in mind, you can see this computer case and stuff we got over here. It's a Rosewell. I forgot what it was, but let's see. Where is it? Do I have the box over there? Yeah, I don't have the box over here. But anyway, we're building a 1800 or a 1080 Ti 8700K computer build this upcoming Friday live. So if you want to tune in for that, it'll be this upcoming Friday after this video. Let me see. I don't know. It's the 26th. So. The next Friday after, the next Friday that we'll be having, we'll be doing this computer build, putting it all together. That's when all the parts are supposed to show up. It'd be nice to do that, and let's get into it. So, first of all, let's go over the first bit impressions of what we got of this card, how it looks, and let's get into testing it. So the first thing I can start off by saying is this card looks relatively simple. It doesn't, have a lot of extras. It looks pretty, thin, I guess. For the side ports, it's got an HDMI, a display port, and 2. I don't know if it's DVI or not. I know one of them is DVI, but I tried playing on another DVI and it didn't work so well. So we'll have to see about that one. I don't know the maximum support resolution on this. I have to do a little bit more research. One thing I did notice on the back though is that it's got this lot of extra space on the card. I don't know how you guys can see that or not, but there's not really anything right here. It's just like, the power and that's it. I feel like they could have made the card a lot smaller if they really wanted to, but they just kind of made it really big instead. I'm trying to see what memory modules these are, because I'm pretty sure these are memory modules, and I'm thinking if it's 2 gigabytes total, it's got to be 512 megabytes each for the memory modules. As I said, for the looks though, it's a blower, or it's kind of like a general style fan, I guess. It kind of keeps it, I guess the radiator, it goes along the whole card, kind of keeps it out there, kind of pushes it out, and doesn't look like much issues there. But yeah, it looks relatively, it looks relatively neat. Obviously, compared to any card you're going to find today, this is just going to, look, I guess, average. But that's what the card looks like. Let's put it into a system now, and let's see what we get performance-wise and figure out, this is obviously 10 bucks. Do a little research, you'll probably get it for around 20 online. And basically, we'll see what you can get for 20 bucks in a graphics card, how well it can play games and such. So let's hop into it. Now, we start off on everybody's favorite game, and I don't know whether or not you're serious about that or you don't believe that, but this is a really good test of how well the graphics card and the CPU kind of work together. So this is Minecraft, but Minecraft alone would just be a process area task. But when you start implementing in modded shaders, you can actually start to notice a difference. So this is the same world I did some testing on with my previous graphics card, and this is maximum shaders, top of the line shaders, pretty much the most modding you can do in a game. Basically get something that looks, really pretty, I guess. But this pretty much just goes through and completely changes the game up. So you can go through and do that. But this is, as I said, just a basic mod to the game that tests the GPU rather than the CPU. obviously CPU will be tested, but this is just a Intel i5. You can see the frequency is running at right now. That's pretty much what you're looking at right there in, what you're looking at, I guess. But pretty much just looking around, the average FPS we were on last time with the previous GPU was around, we'll just say 20. That was the average. As you can see, we're probably running a solid, I don't know, 26 to 27, right around there. But this is pretty much just a look around. Let's get into a couple other games to see what we can do about that as well. And let's also stress test the GPU. So I pulled up the GPU, tests, pulled them up online, pulled up exactly differences in between them, and you can pretty much see. Now, I doubt that you will actually get this card or find somewhere to buy this card for $220. I literally got it for $10, so it's hard to imagine that is that much, and that would also attribute to this thing down here about the GPU price. The thing I can say though is, for a multiple generation gap between these cards, the amount of performance you get is almost identical compared to some of the other cards. I mean, it's really close. So I don't think there's a big issue. And this is running the pass mark. You can look this up if you're interested. But I mean, the only biggest difference I see is the TDP and max TDP and the memory. There's a slight difference in the memory clock and core clock. But after that, I mean, you're looking at pretty much the same card. For if you can get that for $10, this might be something you'd be able to find at a yard sale, on sale somewhere. This would be a good deal if you're looking to get a 1050. This is pretty much the equivalent, without sacrificing a whole lot of stuff, for a lot cheaper if you can find it, just because it's an old card. So yeah. So at the end of the day, looking back at this, first of all, the biggest thing I see is, number one, GPU mining has made crap go pretty much insanely priced. This card, found the exact same card, by the way, and this card is worth like $250. The only other card I was able to find, the identical card, was worth $250. And I'm gonna tell you, there were other cards that were like dirt cheap. So like, I don't mean to say this isn't like, oh, this card is really good, this individual one, but the 660 model in general, I'm going to use it as like a example kind of thing, is pretty cheap. I'd say maybe $50, $60, but this is something you're more likely to see if you were to go yard selling, which is obviously where I got it, which I think was a really good deal, and I'm definitely going to keep it around. But you get the point. Is this is pretty much equivalent of like, this is $250 is pretty much what this card went for when it was first released. And to imagine that this now is still worth that price is kind of hard to imagine. It just shows you cryptocurrency mining. But a good thing to look out for if you see it, or see kind of a similar model, just to keep in mind that any card that you see that's, you may throw it out the window and be like, oh yeah, that's a 660, that's old. But in reality, it actually compares pretty well with a current card out there. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure you guys drop a subscription, a like if you're interested. Of course, check out the channel if you're interested in that kind of stuff. And don't worry, over here we've got a very nice build coming up this upcoming Friday. Hope you guys tune in for that. It'll be live. Really excited about that one. Already starting to get some parts and hard drives, things like that. But it'll be nice to see an 8700K and all those cool things as well. And also we'll be doing another build around Christmas time. So if you're interested in that, also tune in, stay around for that. And I guess we'll see you guys next time. So stay tuned. I guess we'll see you around. And thank you for watching.